Hi, everybody. It's Ryan from Pi Records, and I'm here with the Swongos. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Hi. Thank you.
So let's start by introducing yourselves and what instruments you play.
My name is Lisa Mangelson, and I play the bass guitar.
And I'm Thomas Mangelson, and I play the guitar.
Cool.
And our drummer is currently busy.
You're a three-piece then?
A three-piece? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Just the drums, bass, and guitar.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And,
Our first name is Brian. He couldn't make it today.
oh well, I'm sure he would have wanted to be here and chat it up. So would have wanted to be here and chatted. It would have been nice, but I'm glad that you guys showed up. Daylight savings time was really something that kicked my butt this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope.
All right, so let's talk. You're from Wisconsin, and I'm glad you took the time to come out earlier in the day. Let's talk about your musical influences to start, because when I listen to it, it's not a straight ahead surf sound, although it's very dominant in your sound, but there's also some exotica in there. And why don't we talk about your influences?
So probably the biggest influence on me in particular, but all of us, is the Pixies, which is, I don't know, they're kind of the gateway drug to surf music, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're really influenced by everything, every style of music out there. I mean, we like.
Cool.
Lisa?
Well, you should mention how you wanted like that chicha and Latin feel too. So
Yeah, originally when we started the group, I kind of was getting into a lot of chicha music. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's like Peruvian cumbia in the 60s. I was influenced by 60s surf music. So I was kind of thinking, well, I'll do a band that kind of does surf music and chicha music. But then after the first practice, we learned 2 chicha songs and we never really went back to it. It was just kind of the spark, the spark that got the fire going, I guess. So.
Okay. Well, I certainly love the Pixies. They're one of my favorites. And I think Frank Black Francis, or Frank Black, is a highly underrated surf influenced guitar player, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, both him and Joey Santiago. Joey Santiago is a huge inspiration on I feel like I approach the guitar completely different than him, but he's been such a part, the whole band's been such a big part of my life since I was a kid. I've just never quit listening to him. I feel like that I just it creeps into our sound a little bit, I hope.
Oh yeah. So one of the things I loved was the 60s inspired artwork of your album. Very acid rock, psychedelic type of artwork. How did you come to find that style of artwork represented your sound?
Well, we're friends with the artist, and we just kind of gave her like little bits and pieces of colors that we were interested in. We did mention we wanted like a 60s vintage vibe, and she would just drop sketches and send them back to us, and we'd say, oh my gosh, it looks great, or hey, could you add this or whatnot. But we also gave her our album, so she just started constantly listening to it, and between her listening to it and our little suggestions, she just came up with a really, really wonderful creative sense of artwork for the album that seems to fit perfectly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we were pretty happy with, I mean, when we get the artwork back, we were like, oh, that really does represent what we're looking for. So, I mean, it was really nice to work with her.
Yeah, she's just intuitive, I think.
Good, yeah, yeah. So what inspired you to get started, and how long have you been together as the Swongos?
I'll let you answer that one, Tom.
Okay. Basically, we played in all kinds of styles of bands throughout our life, and I just really wanted to do something that was kind of unfiltered Tom, where I could do my own thing, and the Chicha thing really kind of inspired me to do it. It's nice not having vocals because I'm a songwriter, but I'm not a vocalist, so I could it allowed me to do that, but yeah, and we've been together, I think, like 3 years. What do you think, Lise?
I think it's pushing 4 now.
Yeah, but it really has been with COVID and everything's kind of, our album just took us way too long, and the vinyl pressing companies are all backed up, and everything just took so long.
Yeah, so it's almost like we didn't really play together for like 6 months, 9 months.
Are you guys getting back into the practice groove right now?
Yeah, we played out all summer. We played out quite a bit this last summer. There was just so many venues in the area that were doing outdoor gigs. So we were pretty busy playing outside this summer, which was nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your album. You said the vinyl pressing plant. So you will have a vinyl. Is the vinyl out right now?
Yeah, we just got it this week.
Yeah, and we're doing an official album release on April 23rd in kind of by our house in our town. Okay. So that's when it is officially released. But we've kind of been, we got the CDs, we've been selling our CDs, and we put it on Bandcamp, so it's kind of a haphazard release,
like a soft release.
Yeah.
So did you guys put it out yourselves?
Not the most professional way to do it.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's totally a DIY thing here. So
that's awesome. And one of the things that you mentioned is been kind of like a thorn in the side of all labels and bands, is that the backlog of all the bands that are putting out vinyl now, post COVID lockdown, is that it takes so long. How long did it take you to get your vinyl?
Well, originally they quoted us 3.5 months, but it took like 6 months because they got backed up. And I don't blame them, but between that and the mastering company was backed up, and it just like the whole thing took us a year.
Yeah.
So, do you think that's because so many bands were working on music during the pandemic, like virtually with each other, and then so many bands had something to release at the time? Do you think that might have something to do with it?
Yeah, that would definitely be my guess. I think everybody was recording because they couldn't play out, you know.
And then there are only so many pressing places in the nation for vinyl. So all of the pressing places were extremely busy, and COVID is still here. So those pressing companies are small, and they're like our pressing company got COVID, so they had to push our pressing out even farther because they didn't have enough employees to
Yeah.
continue to work when they had COVID.
So what pressing plant did you use? Because there's some pressing plants that are based in the United States, but they have their actual pressings overseas. Did you have one that was actually in the United States?
Yeah, we use blue sprocket pressing, and it was the recommendation of the company we used to master it. And they kind of specialize in vinyl mastering, so that's why. And the one guy is a friend of mine from way back in the day, and he moved to Nashville to do this, his studio. But so he recommended we use this company, and so we went with it.
Cool. So amongst playing right now, playing live and getting your vinyl release, are you doing a show, like a special show for the launch of the album, the vinyl?
Yes. On April 23rd, it's a Saturday, we're going to be playing at the Chateau St. Croix Winery. It's just like 2 miles from our house. We've played there quite a bit. The whole winery just loves us and supports us. So we thought we'd stay close to home and support a local business. And we're really excited about it. We're going to have another band come and play. They're from Minneapolis. They're friends of ours, Black Widows. And yeah, super exciting.
Awesome. I think your music will fit in perfectly. I'm sure it already does with the winery with the atmosphere, and the style of music that you play, which is kind of mellow, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
We do, yeah, it's pretty dreamy most of the time, but if you see us live, we do long shows. I mean, sometimes we end up playing Slayer at the end of the night.
Ah, yeah.
I mean, just by accident, we break into Slayer or something. But yeah, it's mellow, but sometimes we get a little rambunctious and show some of our influences come out.
There's this band that I follow and I interviewed called the Silver Tongue Devils, and they have a song that's called Hanneman Uber Alles, which is just a mix of all of Jeff Hanneman's songs from Slayer, in a surf version.
Sweet.
Cool.
I have to check it out.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's on Bandcamp, and being a huge Slayer fan, I think every fan should check it out because thrash really translates well to surf music. Just
Yeah,
the strumming style and the rhythm.
Yeah, our drummer is really influenced by a lot of the metal bands.
Cool. So, what's next besides the record release? Where are you deciding to play? Are you going to venture out further, or are you kind of going to stay in the Twin Cities area?
No, we want to venture out wherever we can. We're still kind of hoping to be playing out on the West Coast in August for Tiki Oasis, but
we don't.
We haven't heard. But yeah, we're open to playing anywhere. We are scheduled to play in Manhattan in August.
Wow.
So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then between Minnesota and Wisconsin, we have a pretty full summer. We kind of stay within a 3-hour radius of where we live. We're playing, 2 to 3 hour radius, playing the towns here.
Yeah, we're coming up into like the northern part of Wisconsin in June, and we're going to be playing on Lake Superior.
Oh wow! Like you'll be able to see you'll be able to see the lake.
Yes.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
That's totally gonna be cool. You're gonna enjoy that.
Yeah.
So I want to talk before we go about where we can find your music. I'm assuming Bandcamp because that's where I found your music. But tell me a little bit about how people can communicate with you if they want to do a show with you. They want to contact you about your music, press, anything like that. I know Jim Abrams from the Breakers is out of Chicago. That may be a cool place. Maybe you could hook up with him.
That'd be
So,
great.
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit about where people can find you to communicate.
Lisa? Oh, well, our email is theswongos@gmail.com. So if you want to just talk, email us, you could do that. And so far, our music is on Bandcamp. Eventually, we're going to get our ducks in a row and we'll have some kind of online store to sell our vinyl and things like that. But we haven't done that yet. And then, of course,
For now, if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, if you send us a message, I mean, we're already starting to mail out albums and shirts and any kind of merchandise that we have. We're pretty good at communicating on that platform. It's a couple extra steps, but
yeah,
I don't know. We seem to make it work.
we prefer to
So
do
just send
the,
us on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll hook you up.
we kind of prefer to do the direct message Venmo thing than have PayPal and Bandcamp. I mean, they're great services, but PayPal and Bandcamp, after they take their cut, there's not a whole lot left. And we
Yeah.
just want to make our money back. So
Yeah. So you could do the next album.
right.
Yes. Right. And then once our album release party comes out on April 23rd, then you'll be able to have access to find us on Apple Music or Spotify or Pandora or whatever
Oh yeah.
platform you want. But we're waiting until that album release party to put those download codes up on streaming.
Awesome. Is there anything you guys wanted to talk about that I haven't mentioned or asked before we go?
I would like to say that I just think it's so cool what you're doing. And I've been listening to your show for like a month now, and there's nowhere else you can find podcasts where you get to hear interviews, that many of them too, with surf bands and bands that we like and look up to. And, just really, I just think it's really cool what you're doing. I wanted to say that first. So thank you. And then
Thank you.
the
I always appreciate anybody who listens. I'm surprised people can tolerate me. Excuse me. Tolerate me because the bands are supposed to be the focus, but unfortunately I have to ask you questions and they have to deal with me.
Sure. I think you do a great job, great interview style. I listen to the audio version because I can listen to it in my car.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, feel free to anybody that's watching this to reach out to us for any reason. Follow us on social media, send us a message, and we'll message you back.
Awesome. Did you want to say something, Lisa?
I want to say something about just being in an instrumental band. It's I've never played in an instrumental band, so no vocals, and it's so fun to just be able to express your music truly just through your instrument and nothing else. And it's pretty amazing how receptive people are to it. You always get those questions like, oh, when is your singer coming? Or when are you guys going to start singing? But for the most part, it's really incredible how well instrumental music is accepted, which is really, really uplifting.
Well, one of the things I personally feel is that it doesn't get enough attention because once people see an instrumental band, for people who are listening, surf music in particular, they love it. So I just think the more you talk about it, more people know about it, the better off everybody is, because I've never heard anybody say there was a bad surf band. I've never come across anybody who's not liked the music once they've heard it. They're usually like, oh, I didn't know this music it still existed, or, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So the more it gets talked about, and there are many outlets, you know, DJ Dottie, Shaking Cats Radio, the Surf Guitar Forum, Sean Berry has the Continental. There's just so many different outlets, but I'm just one of those outlets out there trying to spread awareness, because the music does exist, and it's pretty important to be proactive to get the word out, because I think the more people that are just exposed to it, they'll latch on quickly.
Yes,
For sure.
yeah, well, thank you for doing that.
Awesome. No problem. I really appreciate you guys being on, and it was fun to talk to you and fun getting to know your music. You know, it's just a great pleasure for me to talk to bands in general, but you guys were so cool. So thank you for lending me your time early on a Sunday morning.
Well, thank you
thank
so
you.
much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks again.
Okay, guys, have a great day.
Yeah, you
Thank you.
too.
You too.